What's up, everyone? This is Zarina, your Upland newbie, bringing you another episode of What's Up Upland. I'm going to be talking about what's up in Upland, how to collect more than 11 cents, custom block explorers, and of course my newbie tips going over how to sell for USD. So I have to ask you guys, please subscribe. If you haven't already, hit that button. It's free. It helps me out a great deal. Also, if you like me, you want to tip me like I'm your waitress serving you up a good dish, please feel free to Zelle me or CashApp me. No pressure though there. All right, let's get into the real stuff. So right now, collections are about to be announced this week. So if you have anything that you believe might be a potential collection property in Queens, be sure to take that off the market if you've already put it up for sale. You don't want to have it priced super below what it might go for once it's a collection. So be on the lookout for when Upland says collections are announced this week. I think Wednesday or Thursday, so around Tuesday, Wednesday, you want to make sure you're looking and taking those properties off for sale or pricing them super high where you think, all right, if anyone wants it, I don't care if it goes for this much, okay? So be careful. But we are looking like what's going to happen because we've been speculating and who knows what's going to happen with these collections, but there is something we want to talk about. This little thing, collection swap halt. So Upland already announced that they were going to be implementing required hold times for collections before the bonuses could be collected. So about over a month ago, maybe even some time ago, they said they were going to be doing this. And true to their word, they have now changed it. So now Upland has put on hold periods where people will have to hold their collection a certain amount of time prior to being able to collect those bonuses that you see as a bonus that you'll get when you fill the collection. Certain collections, like the standard collections, will have no timer, but the other ones will have specific wait times that you'll have to hold onto the property before you can actually collect the bonus. Why does this matter to people? Well, people who were swapping before, those cool swappers who helped me out. I know not everyone likes swapping, but it helped me out. So I'll say thanks to those people who swapped with me. It was a new experience, and it did help me out with getting some properties in the game and in Queens especially. So for those people who do that, what it is they have a collection, say they have an exclusive collection. It's worth a certain amount of bonuses. They handed it over. It was done in the same day. It could be done in a matter of minutes. You swapped, you traded, you collected the bonus, and then you paid them out their 50%. That's all going to change now because collections, they're valuable, and now these longer wait times are going to make people who hold them a little bit skeptical about really handing them over. It's going to be up to them if they really want to hand them over for 30 days because those rare collections for 30 days, that's a big deal. That's a lot of anxiety for the owner. However, there is the great group on Discord, Upland Swap Space, new name to be announced, which is being innovative and coming up with new and perhaps improved ways for the would-be and long-time swappers to continue. So the end, ? I don't think it's the end to swapping just yet. We will have to stay tuned. All right, so what's also up in Upland is the daily login bonus to earn free Spark. The time has finally arrived. So any players, if you've been playing this game for a while, you've already been logging in probably daily anyways. But if you're one of those players who's, whatever, I will just log in whenever, stop that. Start logging in daily and get the free Spark. I've talked many times about how valuable Spark is. And just because we're giving these incentives or getting this little bit of Spark for logging in, doesn't mean Spark's going to stop being valuable. We still don't know how much cars are going to need or how much Spark is going to be needed for our cars. So just knowing that it's likely cars are expensive in real life, I imagine they'll be expensive in the game, and I imagine it's going to be a hefty amount of Spark, to probably purchase or use them. So just having Spark in this daily login bonus is going to be a really good idea for everyone just to click and log in, be active. So what you do have to do is log in 7 days in a row, and it resets at a 24-hour period from your login. It's not based on the game's reset. So when you log in, if you log in at 2 p.m. today, make sure you log in by tomorrow, 2 p.m. or afterwards, and get yourself in there in that same day, the next day for your 7 days in a row. The minimum you'll be able to claim for your bonus will be a 0.01 Spark, but Upland's site does mention a variable amount, which leaves open the possibility that some players might actually get more than 0.01 Spark. We'll have to stay tuned and see what happens. But be sure you catch up on what's going on in Upland and always stay tuned because these little Spark bonuses, they're not going to stay forever, all right? They already said keep in mind, all right, after a few weeks, this daily login bonus will come to an end. They've only said it's going to run a few weeks. when it's going to end, they're going to announce it and let us know. So you have to keep an eye out for when the next interval of login bonuses begins, because it's not going to be all the time. This is not a forever thing. So yes, yay for now. Yay for a few weeks. We get this 0.01 spark. You log in for 7 days. Do that for a few weeks. Maybe you end up with 0.03 by the time you're done with this. But it was free spark. So again, it's totally worth it. All you have to do is log in, do your check-in. I had to actually go online to get the daily check-in login tracker to appear. It did not appear for me when I went into my app. So if you don't see it when you're logging into the app, go ahead and try logging in online today, or as soon as you see this video for sure, and get that login bonus checked in. All right, so also I want to talk to you about how to hold more than 11 cents. So this actually comes from another player. I don't want to say his name incorrectly, but it's coming up another slide, and when it comes up, I'll read it from the slide, and I'll say this is the guy for sure. We're going to thank him before I mispronounce his name, but he's gone over how to bank cents. So if you're not on Discord or you don't follow him on YouTube, you may have missed out on this totally awesome, I think, great tip and technique. So when Upland has these events, they just recently had this Easter egg hunt event, and I'm so mad at myself because they didn't actually say in their announcement for the event that we were going to get sends, but I was thinking we probably will, and so I went ahead and only registered for the LA competitive hunt. And I'm wondering, did I miss out by not paying for the LA like non-competitive, just regular hunt? And also if I didn't miss out, or also doing the same thing in like Nashville, because I know if I had to register for Nashville, I would have gotten sends for that event as well. So I definitely missed out with not registering for Nashville, because I just wasn't thinking, and I didn't know if they were going to have sends for sure. But now I know for sure every time you're going to be sending to a property in these events, just register, because you're likely going to get these sends. So what happens is when they give you these, when you register for these events, like these treasure hunts or scavenger hunt tours, these city tours, anything like that, where you're like, hey, you're going to be sending to this property and doing all this different stuff, they give you a certain amount of sends to participate in the event. Those sends go on top of the amount you're already holding. So now, if you already had 11 cents and they dropped you, say 10, then you'd be up at 21 cents. And then you can hang on to them. And that's the whole idea of banking sends. You don't actually have to participate in the event. You can just pay your UPIX. Of course, you're going to lose out on those UPIX, but I think it's actually worth it to be able to hold more sends. And so you're probably like, why? Why would you do that? You're missing out on the event. Well, chances are the event, maybe I'm not going to be getting anything. I'm not probably going to win. That's one thing. Like, you know, this time around they're like, oh, maybe 3 people might win some block explorers. Maybe I'll be one of those 3, but chances are I probably won't. So I'm not really missing out if I score on, you know, on top of my 11 cents, another 10, 20 cents. Why? Because when I'm treasure hunting, I don't have to worry if I'm like, oh, I'm only down like 2 cents after like, you know, 8 jumps or whatever. You have so many more for treasure hunting, which you can go swift, and be super fast and not worry about collecting cents when you're so close to finding the treasure. That's why I would bank cents, and I think it's totally worth it. So do it or don't do it, but that's how you can do it. Register for those events. Also, just a quick tip, if you're like trying to go register for an event and for some reason you're like, hey, I thought it'd be in the UPIX store, you know, for specials or something. Don't go there. Look under treasures, and when they have those specific registration things, go to your treasures, click in there, and that's where you will be able to see to register for those events. So that's also hopefully helpful for you. All right, I did collect. I had 26 cents, and I think that's the most I ever had. And I'm slowly going down each time I have to participate in treasure hunting, because you don't get 3 cents refilled, you know, once you have this much. So each time I spend one of these cents, that's the end of it. I can't collect more to stay in that range. I can only still stay at a max of 11. So this is just going to drop back down to 11, and that's, you know, that's how it'll be. But I totally think it's a cool thing. All right, so here's next. Custom block explorers. So I reached director level, and I was like, okay, why would I want to get a custom block explorer? What's the whole point of it? And some people are like, oh, it's just like, you know, you look kind of cool having your block explorer out there. And so here it's Loyal Doyle. Loyal Doyle, that's the chief executive. That's the one who has the tips on banking sends. So shout out to him, and thanks for all his help. But you can see he's a chief executive, and he's got his own little block explorer going on. And I caught sight of some others I thought were interesting, especially the one with like the family. It looks like a father maybe with his two sons, which I thought that's so cute. That they can do that, and you can. That's something of an idea for a custom block explorer. Get your family in there. So I'm curious, what would you guys want as a custom block explorer? Because I was thinking about it like, well, why would I want it? What's the point? Do I really need to have these like bragging rights of look at me with my custom block explorer? And I do think they're cool. But then I found out you can actually sell your block explorers. So people who aren't directors, you can buy one, I think so, and then use it later when you become a director yourself. I don't think you can use it right away. I don't actually know this. So this is something we'll have to, if you know this in the comments and you already know, if I'm like below director status and I buy a block explorer from Uplando's shop, am I able to use it right away? Or do I have to actually wait to be a director to have a custom block explorer? That's what I want to know. So leave that in the comments if you know. But I do know if you're a director, you can go ahead and get one for free by going to the City Hall in San Francisco. The address is down there if you can see it. It is in San Francisco, so if you're not in that city, you would have to travel there and then send yourself to City Hall and go ahead and take care of submitting your application for your the block explorer you want. You can do a drawing, you can give them a general description, and then you'll have to wait. I've heard it takes like a few months to actually receive your block explorer. So once you do get it though, if you just like, hey, I got it, it was cool, but now I don't care for it, whatever, you can consider it placing it for sale in Uplando's meta venture. So that's, for me, is actually worth it. Like, I think I do want to get a block explorer just so I can sell it. Like, I don't really need it to tote around, but I do want to sell one, and I want it to be super awesome. I've got so many ideas of my own, but if you have some awesome ideas, please do drop them in the comments so we know what's up. What would be great ideas for, block explorers? And you can see people got the Bakersfield baseball cap one, the over the shark. That's super cute to me. Bakersfield shark, and it's actually, if you like zoom in, and I'm not sure how big it is for you all, but it was very clear that Bakersfield on the hat. I saw I love New York baseball hat one that was also pretty cool. There's just some really great block explorers out there. So we'll see. Okay, my new tips for my new player tips. A lot of new players are interested in how they can sell their properties for USD. What happens is that unfortunately many of the new players hop into Upland without having done any research, and they don't know what Best Buy is, and they end up buying overpriced or undesirable properties, making a USD sale for profits unlikely for quite some time in the game. So if you're just starting out in Upland, or if you've gotten some experience but are still not making USD sales, consider these tips. When a new city opens, mint properties that are under 5K. Do not go for expensive properties. Most city floors rise above 5K quickly, albeit there will be cyclical drops when a new city is announced. But this means, hey, if you've minted under 5K and you've got a property, say you minted it for 2K or 3K, well, pretty soon those floors are going to be above 5K, and you'll see people start selling for USD. So if you have a 5K floor and you bought your property for 3K UPX, maybe you can sell for $4 in like USD, and you've made a profit. So if you started this game playing for free, say you use like my promotional code or use anybody's promotional code and got 6,000 UPX, you buy all these properties for free with UPX. It doesn't matter if when you sell it, you're only making $1 over the price you bought it for. Like, if it was like 3K UPX and you sell it for $4, that 3K UPX was free. It was nothing to you. And now you've made $4 real dollars. So just think of that. $4 real dollars times however many properties you have. That's how you start making some money. You have to maybe think small flips that add up to big earnings. And when purchasing in cities that have been open over 2 weeks, buy on the USD side and sell for more UPX. Use that to buy properties at or below floor to later then flip for USD. So the same concept, you're going to buy for USD, say someone's selling a property for $3, but the floor is $5 or $6,000 UPX. So you bought it for $3, now you get in the game and sell it for 6,000 UPX, which is like saying $6 if you think about it. And then you go in, okay, I bought a property, I got a property, I've sold it, I've got 6,000 UPX, now I can go use that to go buy a property that I'll turn around and sell for USD. It's like free UPX or free money again, because you didn't have it before, you had extra, and now you turned that into actual cash. Also understand that many people sell on the USD side for less than what they spent in UPX for the property. So you have to be thinking along the lines of, some people will be taking losses for USD, and you might have to do that too if you're trying to sell quick. So if you price your property for USD under the UPX floor, you're more likely to be able to sell that property for USD than if you're pricing it equal to or above the UPX floor. What I mean is, if the floor for properties on the UPX side is say 7,000 UPX, if you price yours for $7, people may spend $7, but they might just be like, I'll just use my in-game currency and spend my 7,000 UPX, because I don't really see a benefit in spending my money on that property. So a lot of times instead, it's like you might see people selling under the UPX floor in USD, because that's the thinking. Well, hey, that's way cheaper over here. I can buy it cheap in the USD side, and then I can flip it over to making more UPX in the game. So those are some tips for how to actually sell for USD if you're struggling on getting those sales. I hope it works out for you. I'll see you guys in Upland. This has been an episode of What's Up Upland, and I'm Zarina, checking out.